30 minutes later, I brought the food out, and I was shocked to see Wyatt follow me to the kitchen, assisting me to bring out all the food. I smiled at him and he kissed my temple. Thank you. We finished eating and everyone was pleased with my cooking. Luca was sleeping and Aspen offered to take him to bed. The boys decided to watch a movie, and after debating on what they will watch, they decided on Deadpool. Wade pulled me in his arms, but I slept halfway through the movie. I woke up later in my bed. I sat up straight and went to the salon. They all left and cleaned the place. I sat on the sofa, picking up the cushion Wyatt used and inhale his scent. I took a shower and changed into my lacy nightdress. I opened the door to get some fresh air and found myself on the bench under my favorite tree. I was thinking about my king. He was so gentle and sweet to me, making me wonder if the rumors about him being a monster were false. My entire body stiffened when I saw him in front of me. I stood up, unable to believe he was right there. How does he move so stealthily? My eyes roamed on him. He was only wearing shorts and his body was to die for. Hey, he breathes. Wyatt, what are you doing here? I asked. I couldn't sleep, so I went for a run and my wolf urged me to come here. Who knew I'd meet a goddess, he said, and I reddened from excitement. He kissed me with passion and I reciprocated with the same energy. His body was pressed against me, and his lips met my neck. He was so good with his tongue, and I moaned. His fingers were caressing my body gently. I wheezed when he abruptly lifted me into his arms. My pussy was throbbing for him and I'm sure he smelled my arousal. I wanted him, now. My hands went to the back of his neck and I found myself thrusting against him. You want me, little Adira? He whispered and I nodded eagerly. His huge dick was pressed against me and he lifted my dress, he touched my pussy and my breath hitched. He was massaging it all while kissing me. He used his lightning speed to take me to my room and placed me on the bed. He got on his knees and kissed my inner thigh. My chest was heaving in anticipation and I screamed in ecstasy when his tongue thrust into my core. Oh, fuck, I was over my head with pleasure. Wyatt placed one of my legs over his shoulder as he thrust faster and more, incredibly, his hands fondling my breasts. His tongue twirled around me and I come undone, screaming his name. I was breathing heavily, and my vision darkened. You taste fucking delicious, he said, parting my lips with his fingers and I sucked them sensually. He smiled and kissed my lips down to my neck and then my stomach. You're so beautiful, did you know that? He whispered. I was feeling so hot and embarrassed all at once. I just met him 2 days ago, yet I'm allowing him to do all kinds of things to me. I kicked those thoughts away from me and concentrated on the feather-like kisses he was giving me on my stomach. He went down on me again and I arched my hips, my feet curling as I felt overwhelming pressure again. I cried out his name softly as I drowned in pleasure, and as much as I tried to muffle my moans, it was useless. He was too good, and for the second time, the orgasm left me shaking. He lay next to me, his hands caressing my jaw. My fingers were on his torso, and I leaned down to kiss him. Our arousal filled the air, and his deep scent was driving me wild. Why aren't we mating? He made no move to do so. Our hearts were beating as one and soon, his breath evened and his eyes closed to sleep. I kissed his lips and whispered, "Good night,